Hey guys, Dr. Jere here with Mills Chiropractic and Wellness Center. And this month we are diving into mindset and kind of goals and success in whatever areas we're striving for. Now, obviously, we're going to talk a lot about health goals in here, but mindset really is one of the number one predictors of your success. And I think that's pretty widely known. But the conversations that you have with yourself play a major role in determining your growth and your outcomes, right? And so, when you think you can't do something, it actually becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It blocks you from taking the steps that you need in order to do something. And so if you're thinking about changing some things in your life, or you want a different outcome than maybe the path that you recognize that you're on currently, one of the things I want you to do this week is just kind of start to ask yourself, what conversation loops are occurring in your head that you need to digest and understand, and maybe look at changing your habits or your beliefs and the way that you think, so that you can start to take those steps towards that goal that you need to do. So sometimes it's better to take a step back, especially at the beginning of the year, where most people are just so gung-ho on getting in shape and losing that weight, and finally making this the year that they get healthy, right? But if they don't change that underlying belief system, a lot of times, by February, those New Year's resolutions have fallen short, right? And so sometimes, like I said, it's better to take a step back before you take a step forward, and really look at that mindset and ask those questions. Why do I want to achieve this? What has stopped me from doing it before? If it's something that's good, what prevents me from doing the next step, right? And where do I get hung up at? And just taking some time to kind of think through that process can really set you up for long-term success. Remember, it's not a race to success, but it is a perpetual, continuous progression, right? Remember, we shoot for progression, not perfection. And a lot of times, we get so gung-ho on things that if we miss the mark, well, we just give up, right? Like, I knew I couldn't do it and all that. No, really examine what it is that, like I said, that blocks you. And mindset, a lot of times too, from a health perspective, it is really the biggest predictor of our life expectancy. We can look at smoking, we can look at exercise, we can look at diet, and all those things certainly play a role. There's plenty of research to show that they play a major role in our life and our quality of life and our quantity of life as well. But the number one thing that predicts these outcomes is mindset. If we have a positive mindset, it actually adds on average about 7 years to our life expectancy. Now, if we have a negative mindset, then it actually subtracts about 7 years on that life expectancy. Cigarette smoking, for instance, only subtracts about 6. And obviously, it doesn't add any, so it's only a negative. But just that research, it's been out like 30 years, but that still fascinates me, that the number one predictor is our brain. And as we learn more, and as science kind of catches up to what's really going on inside of us, we know that mind-body connection is just such an integral part to our health. It really is the chiropractic philosophy, right? That's what chiropractic was founded on, is that information from the brain doesn't flow as freely to the body, and information from the body doesn't flow as freely to the brain if there's interruption or dysfunction, or in chiropractic terms, what we call subluxation, right? And so, maybe that's one of the things that you need to continue to use as part of your health plan. Maybe it's one of the things you can suggest to others, that maybe adding chiropractic will help you achieve these goals, not because we do the push-ups for you or whatever, but it really is that mind-body connection that helps progress us towards the next thing. That's always one of the fascinating things I see in practice all the time, is when patients start getting adjusted, their mood starts to lift, they start to make healthier choices, and they have better outcomes. Now, did making the healthier choices lead to the better outcomes? Absolutely. But did chiropractic help improve their mind-body connection, their sense of well-being, so that they made better choices, right? That's a harder thing to quantify or to measure, but I see it over and over in practice, so it's something that I don't disregard, right? So anyway, again, I know I went a little long. This is an area that I'm super fascinated with, and I enjoy talking about, so I hope you got something from it. Until next time, stay healthy, stay well.